Yeah, so let's start with the heavyweights. The first fight, you know, he ended up finishing the fight. There's a lot of things that I looked at in this fight. First of all, he's 5-1 favorite, which shouldn't mean shit, but sometimes it does. This kid here, Santos, weighs about 230, which tells me this kid could fight at 205. Okay, so let's just say I wasn't overly impressed with Rizvan. He came out, did what he had to do, won the fight. Maybe someday he'll make it here, just not today.
Rizvan currently in the hospital getting that eye looked at.
Yeah.
So, yep.
All right, this next fight, I mean, Almeida and Daniel, this fight was unbelievable. I like both guys. Even you know, I think this is the first guy in a long time that you know, if Almeida goes out, gets a fight and gets a win in a smaller show, he's a guy that we'd probably bring in on a card. So if I think that about him, you can imagine what I think about Daniel. Daniel, first of all, he's got an incredible chin. Well-rounded game. He's only 22 years old, which usually I look for people that are a couple of years older, but he's 12-0 at 22 years old. You never see that. He said something about fighting like a real Mexican. This dude fights like a real Mexican, man. He's awesome. I love everything about him. Get over here, Daniel.
Daniel Zellhuber, welcome to the UFC.
All right, next fight. You know, I thought that this was a good fight. I thought both guys fought great. And you know, both guys were well-rounded. You know, they're both in their prime right now. I don't know. I'm not interested at this time. And you know, keep working, kid. We'll get you in there someday. And Ihor, kid's 25 years old, 6'3", 205 pounds. Again, I'm talking about odds, which really don't mean much, but he was a 3-1 dog in this fight. So the odds makers were looking at this kid and thought that this kid was going to get destroyed. He did the exact opposite, finished impressively. There's no way that I don't bring this kid in too. He's 25 years old. I love it. Get over here. He can't understand a word I'm saying, but somebody tell him he's
He'll understand this. Ihor Porcheria, come on over here. Congratulations. Dana, this was our first Dana White Contender Series card where every single fighter was an international fighter. What does that say to you about the growth of MMA and not just MMA at the highest level, but the growth of MMA at those lower levels and how they can feed back into the UFC?
Yeah, I mean, you know, when the world is back to normal, there are fights going on everywhere in the world every weekend. So there's a lot of talent out there globally, and you know, as we continue to grow, you know, I'm talking about we've actually secured a place now in Mexico to build another PI. So we found some land, so that we're working on that. I'm working on Puerto Rico, and then I'm really excited to build a PI in Africa. So we're going to continue to pop these things up everywhere, bring these kids in off the streets, get them training, learning mixed martial arts, and even if they don't necessarily become fighters, I bet they become jiu-jitsu coaches or MMA coaches, and it just, you know, going to help grow the sport.
I love it. Thank you so much for your time, Dana. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks. Guys, we'll send it back up to you.